We're really prone to get stuck in doing busy work, but busy work is not your life's work. And so then the question becomes, what is your life's work? Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. My name is Chris. Listen, I've been doing these weekly calls that I call the momentum map calls. And what I do is I don't actually have it next to me here, but I lead people through the momentum map. I'll pull it up on the screen here and show you, but it looks like this. And the idea behind it is to give you something to look at while you're about to start your week so that you can go forward towards your vision. And so, that all sounds like, just word salad, but here's the truth. You probably have something that you want to do. The momentum map helps you to focus on that thing, develop the actions and outcomes needed to get that thing. And so I developed this thing, and I really was trying to make a solution for myself because honestly, I get stuck in, just chasing rabbits a lot of times, right? So I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners are like this. And I heard someone put it this way. It was Brendon Burchard earlier this year. He said, we're really prone to get stuck in doing busy work, but busy work is not your life's work. And so then the question becomes, what is your life's work? Is that a good question? Yes, it's a good question. So in order to determine what that is, it requires us to pause. And I want to talk about that for a second. So in the movie Lord of the Rings, I actually have a little Minecraft bow here that my son left on the table. If you have ever seen Lord of the Rings, there's a part in Lord of the Rings where they end up at this place called Rivendell, right? Which is this paradise on the side of a mountain. It's beautiful and it's really secluded and really safe. And they end up there because Frodo, the main character, the hero of the story, gets deathly injured. He is almost dead when they arrive there, right? And so he has to stay there and heal up, and he does. But you would think that they're just stopping there to let Frodo heal, which was part of the reason. But if they were just letting him heal, they would have left a lot sooner. What ended up happening, if you read the book, they stayed there for 2 entire months. And what were they doing? They were healing, and then they were planning and getting ready to go out on the quest. So what does this mean for us? What does this tell us about stories that we often miss? And they cut this out of movies because it's kind of boring. But if you really look for it in film even, you can see that a lot of times there will be this section of the movie where they kind of draw in and they decide what they're going to do next. This is part of your story too. That's actually a necessary part of story. And we have to do that for ourselves too. So I'm telling you that to tell you that in order to find out what your life's work is and actually spend time with it, you have to pause and take a second. It doesn't have to be 2 months, that would be crazy. It doesn't even have to be 10 minutes. It could just be 5 minutes on a Monday. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do this very simple exercise to get me geared in to my life's work. And I really like something that Brendon Burchard also taught this. He talks about the idea of a battle board. And a battle board is something that, if you could imagine this whole back wall. I've done this before on a whole wall where I just had paper, a paper whiteboard, those big, huge sticky notes. I put them on the wall. And I listed out the entire vision for what I was going to do over the next 90 days. And it was all mapped out. And I would go down there and I would just stare at it. And I would spend time with it. And I would think about what the next steps were. And I could look at this thing and I could draw out exactly what I needed to do. See, I think it's too easy for us to get wrapped up in, I don't know what to do next. Or I'm going to do this busy stuff behind the scenes that makes it feel like I'm doing stuff, but then it's not really actually revenue generating or client getting or helping people. It's just busy work. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about looking at a document, which is why I made the momentum map, that shows you at a glance, okay, this is the mission, this is the quest, these are the outcomes I'm going for this week, and then these are the actions I'm going to take. So the reason I'm telling you all this today is because whether or not you use my tool or not, even though you can, it's right here in the description. You need to be able to pause, reflect, heal, and get ready for the quest. That's the whole lesson that we find in great stories as well. So my question to you today is, are you in a great story? Or are you in a story where if the audience was watching, they would be screaming at the screen, telling you to take the next action? Have you guys ever been or like watched a horror movie where the person is just kind of wandering through the house and you know that the murderer is in there? You know that the killer is in there, but they don't know that. And you're just like screaming at the screen like, hey, get out of the house. Don't go upstairs. Is that what the audience would be doing in your movie right now if they were watching on screen? Would they be telling you, why are you following that track again? Why are you following down this road again? Why are you doing that? Would they be yelling at the screen telling you to make a different choice? If that is you, then I submit to you that you don't need to be doing more. You don't need to be just getting busier. You need to be working on your life's work, and you need to get in momentum towards that. And that's why I made the momentum map. And so I think a group of people who experience this a lot because we have pressures from pressures from society, pressures from our work or whatever is men. And we end up thinking that we just need to suck it up and charge forward because that's all the messages you're hearing, like, you know, all the Goggins yourself into all your power. You can't really do that. You can push through and you can ignore pain, but it's still going to be there. You know, it's still going to be there. And eventually that stuff will catch up to you, man. And so the actual solution is to get in real momentum. And I explain this in the momentum map training that I do every week. If you want to join me on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time, I do a live momentum map training. You can sign up. Well, you don't even have to sign up. Just be here on YouTube at 8:30 in the morning on Mondays, and I'll walk you through. We'll do our momentum map together. But you can go download the momentum map here in the description. Momentum is not speed. Momentum is mass times velocity. And most people think that velocity means speed, but it doesn't. It means speed in a specific direction, right? And so it's not about just driving forth and doing whatever it takes. It's about doing whatever it takes in a specific direction. And if you don't know what that is, you're going to get lost. So last night I was rolling in jiu-jitsu, and I came down and I slammed into someone. God, that hurt really bad just now. Into someone right here, like at the where your sternum connects to your ribs right there, and it just like cracked like Rice Krispie treats, man. It was rough, and it's still really sore. And while I could continue to roll throughout the night, and I was like, oh, it's probably fine, like it's kind of hurting. But then as soon as I was done and the adrenaline dropped and the pain amped up, and it just like started like throbbing pain, and it just got worse and worse. And I came home, I rested. It feels a little better today, but the pain was intense. It reminded me that pain creates presence. What does that mean? It means that when you're in pain, it immediately brings you to now. And that's all you can think about. It's like, so when this started hurting and really flaring up, that's all I could think about. I wasn't focused on my roles. I wasn't focused on, it became the center of my attention because it had to, because it was pain. And so part of the work that we do in the momentum map is we look at what's going to stop us. And we have to be aware of that. Why? Because if we don't, those things that are going to stop us are going to cause us pain. And then we'll be forced to pay attention. I just actually saw a really funny video where the guy was talking about if you only really have two things to worry about in life, and it's whether you're sick or whether you're healthy. And if you're healthy, you don't have anything to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. And it's like you're going to get better, you're going to get worse, and you continue to follow down that train of thought. But you get the idea. When you're sick or when you're in pain, it becomes the center of your attention. And some of you may be facing something huge like right now. My heart goes out to you. I totally understand that. It's a hard road to be in that place because it really is all you can think about. But I don't want you to get there because you ignored the things that are going to stop you. So if you're watching this video today, I want you to go download this momentum app and try it and let me know if it helps you to get into momentum towards your life's work versus just busy work today. But I also just want you to pause right now and take a breath. I'm going to do it with you. In through the nose and out through the nose. If you really did that just now, then you know how palpable that shift is. To just do it one time, one single breath can change your physical state. And that can make all the difference in the world in whether or not you're going to actually move forward today, whether or not you're going to take actions on the things you think you care about, whether or not you're going to get caught up in the fires you need to pull out, you need to put out throughout the day. Are you going to pursue that path, or are you going to stay in a sense of presence and power? You guys understand that, and if you watch this channel, you understand that my definition of power is not just like powering through and having power over others. No. That's not a thing. Real power is your ability to act. And as long as you can stay in presence, you have real power. And you want the presence to come from you, not from the pain, right? So the way you do that is to put yourself in a state where you can show up today. Cool. Whatever that looks like for you, whether you're going to record videos or whether you're going to, write a book or whatever it is you're doing, you show up to work, help people. That's what we're here to do. So, my friend, find yourself some momentum today. Momentum means velocity, like taking you as the mass and putting yourself in velocity, speed in a specific direction so that you have momentum. And by the way, it doesn't mean go fast. It just means get rolling and stay moving. Cool. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Chris Creed. If you want to download the Momentum app, you can do it down here, but it's chriscreed.com, chriscreed.com/map, and that'll take you right there. All right. Love you guys. See you next time.
There's nothing to get you, can always turn it around.